Would you rather be at a table full of people and no one hear you, or sit by yourself and you hear you and you understand you? Hey guys, welcome back to the Tuesday podcast. I'm Cris Cavallari. So the feeling is on me, so I'm going to I'm gonna share something about myself that I've learned that has been the cause of a lot of hurt. It's something about me that I never even realized was a part of me. And as I started to sit with myself, right, little by little, I started to actually see. And then I realized something. I see the best in everything and everyone. I see the beauty in everything. I just always see you at your highest, everything at its highest self. And I started to realize my illusion has been the cause of a lot of my pain. Once I started sitting with myself and just having that internal connection, like that trust, and just it's just no, I feel this. As I'm sitting with myself, going through these things and feeling these things, there was not one thing that happened that made me start realizing that ain't really, from afar, it does look like this. But when you get up close, it's rigged. It's hanging up by a thread. It's not as beautiful in reality as I'm making it in my mind, in my eyesight. What I see it's wow, how'd you do that? And then the person's looking at me. And I'm going to give you one example. I was with a friend one day and I complimented someone on what they had on. And she was like, why are you lying? And I was looking at her I'm not lying. What I see that she tried, number one. But I also seen her in her highest self. So it's almost like that Shallow Hell movie. Sorry, this is just what I could think of at this moment. It gave me that when they took away his sight, he seen people for who they really were. And that's good or bad, whatever. But when, I don't know what happened with Shallow. He drank something or whatever. Is that how you say it? Shallow Hell? Shallow. Yeah, Shallow Hell. Hell, whatever. You know the movie. If not, somebody in the comments tell them. But either way, he was dating this girl, Gwyneth Paltrow, and I think it was Adam Sandler. Was it Adam Sandler? I'm gonna fuck all the names up, but I'm gonna just tell you what I remember, right? And no, it wasn't. Child was not nobody's Adam Sandler. It was that fat white guy. What was his name? I do not know that man's name, but that guy. He was a shallow person. He only dated people that looked like this and that did this and did that. And then he met someone and whatever was put on him, he seen her as what he really likes. But he was not really dealing with the people. They just were trophies. It was just whatever. But I think he went to a witch or something. I don't know what it was, y'all. I got to watch it again, but I know all of it, but I'm just follow me, okay? I think he went to a party. He drank something. Something happened, but his illusion, he seen her. It was a Gwyneth Paltrow. I do know that. She was a plus size woman. She wasn't that attractive, and not just because she was not saying she wasn't attractive because she was plus size. What he was typically picking was opposite of her, which was plus size. She was not she wasn't in her face beautiful, because I don't want to get that nowhere near screwed up. It's not that she was plus size, so she wasn't attractive. She literally was like whatever he did not like. That's what it was, right? And he fell in love with her, and then, you know, his vision came back or whatever, and then he's like ill, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird where I'm going with this, but this is what I'm thinking about when it comes to me, but the opposite. The friend was like, why you? And I'm like, no, because when I compliment someone, it's always genuine. And just because I wouldn't do something doesn't mean that I don't see the good in it, and I don't see that they tried, and I don't, even if it's something that's, because it was a time that I would go to Baker's and Aldo and this place, and I would find things that looked like the things that I wanted. So it was never, it was never like a knockoff. It was always like, oh, well, that's what I like. So I just would always gravitate towards things like, whether it was expensive or inexpensive, I've always seen a beauty in it. And I'm like, oh, if you wear it like this, it looks like this. So I've always been able to manipulate like my vision, because I guess it wouldn't even be manipulation, because, or is it? I would manipulate my vision probably. I see in like a dream, like it's like my fantasy world type vibe. But what I realize now is that's a beautiful thing to have. We got to all have a little bit of delusion to make it this far, to not be on the floor underneath the bed crying, just having a breakdown. Life is very challenging at times, very beautiful at times. It's life. Shit. We're not going to make it out alive, right? We are having a human experience. So all of these things are just illusions. It's crazy because with me, I was on set at Quincy show, the Quincy show. Shout out to Q. I was on set and I was in the dressing room. I'm styling him for the show, and I'm at a content studio, space, and the audience is there and everything. You know, I'm backstage. I can see everything, so I see that. On the camera, this is gonna look like how this is gonna look. It looked beautiful in person, but I'm backstage, so you can see everything. You can see the audience coming in. You can see kids running behind. You just see everything that's beautiful. But what you see in front of the camera is what they wanted you to see. This is what you're seeing. You don't see this over here and that over there and this over there. Like, so it's your vision, right? Or what we want it to be. So I'm in the fitting room, the dressing room, and I'm at another studio, so I'm just looking around, because one thing about me, because I'm so visual, like when I go on vacation or I go somewhere, I just see something and I'm like, hey, I love the way this hotel smells. I want my house to smell like this. Is the smell that made me happy. This is something in here that made me happy. So going to new places, that's where I draw my inspiration for a lot of things, styling furniture, the sets in here. But anyway, I see this wall and I'm like, oh, this is so amazing. Like, I wonder how they did this. Oh my God, this mirror is so amazing. I wonder how they did this. I'm just in there and I'm just like going like crazy, like, wow, like I gotta figure out how to do this. And I think I said it out loud when I was looking at this particular wall that they had, and it was picture frame wall. Was it a picture frame? No, it was a clipboard. Just a regular paper clipboard, and it had like a newspaper clipping on it. And they looked like they were just like, I was like, how the hell did they hang this up? I'm like, I gotta figure this out. Like, and I just got closer. No, someone says, they just hung it up. And I'm like, yeah, but how? And I'm looking, that little fucking hole at the top of the clipboard, there's a nail. But I'm seeing it and I'm just like, oh, wow, like, this was just so, and it was nice. It was nice. But in my mind, I made it better than what it was. In my mind, it was a masterpiece. Up close, it was a nail in a fucking clipboard. I seen something else. Weeks later, I see something else. And I'm like, before I took the, and it's nothing wrong with seeing the beauty in all things. It just becomes dangerous when you're chasing something that's an illusion. Whether that be people, places, or things. What you're over here lamenting over and being like, oh, it has to be like, it's beautiful because that's your vision. Anything is beautiful. Anything that you touch is going to be gold in your universe, right? But if we don't start peeking when those actors yell cut, you're going to be tricked. And the thing about that is, I remember someone saying to me like, yeah, because I don't like when you humble, and you need to be feeling myself all the time. And I'm like, I know who I am, but I also see who I am in other people. So I don't just be just whatever. But what I was realizing is he thought that I didn't see me, which means that if she doesn't see her, then I can get away with X, Y, and Z. If she thinks less of herself, she'll deal with the less that I'm giving her. She'll require more if she knows she's more. If my illusion, the filters, the people think that I hate filters. Let me tell you what it is. I hate that once you start talking, once you start drinking, once you reach your seatbelt, your face moves. It's a glitch, like every time. I'm like, bitch, you didn't see your whole face is over here, and that's why I don't like filters, because it's like, it don't look, it's an illusion. People get so addicted to them. And then when you're outside, you're like, oh my God, I got a pimple. I couldn't bring my filter with me. I have to literally, when I stopped using, and I still love a nice filter. I still like aesthetically pleasing filters. They make it a little brown and grainy. They make it, it's cool things. But once you put on a whole different face and it changes your bone structure and your eyes and your lips are over here and you're talking and your lip is still on your teeth, I'm always like, girl, now when you go sit down, they're going to be like, well, the illusion. I want you to think about that when you're using that filter, right? Now when you go outside and you don't, or somebody else takes a picture of you, you're like, well, I don't like the way y'all take pictures of me. No. It's not that you don't like the way that somebody takes a picture of you. You're not used to seeing yourself. You're used to seeing Ann Breezy and whoever these women are that. And listen, I'm all for augmentations, okay? Do as you may with your body, but this is what I'm telling you. You have a hard time seeing yourself. You're keeping the illusion on yourself, which means if I keep this on myself, I can't see anybody else, because if I'm looking out of it like this is what I'm seeing everything like this. I didn't even realize it, right, at first. And little by little, as I'm doing mirror work, I'm dancing in the mirror, I'm talking to I'm Tuesday, baby, I'm loving on me, I'm dancing around, and this is 3, 4, this is years ago, more than that. I'm sorry, Goliath 6, this is 5 years ago. I've been saying no filter selfies are a form of self-care for a really long time. And what I mean is I'm seeing me. I'm seeing me when my skin is not doing that great because I've been eating some bullshit because my cycle was coming and I'm stressed out and I didn't have time to do this. And, it's just, there's multiple reasons why. But when I started to remove that filter, it was a domino effect because I'm seeing me, which means now I see you. But for a long time, I've seen the best, just the best in people. And I'm like, girl, now I'm looking like, wait. A lot of us can't accept ourselves because we're looking for exterior, like, validation and things like that. Like, we're looking for the likes, we're looking for the groups, the girl groups, so we're looking for everything else instead of looking within. We want it from everywhere else. And as I was driving here today and I was just listening to my music, I'm like, all right, look, I got things to do. I'm in a space of now understanding where I definitely, ultimately, without a doubt, am trusting my first feeling. I am saying, that don't seem right. Or I'm saying, oh, I feel this way and I'm expressing it. Like, I called a friend today and I was doing a voice note and I felt myself crying. And I've said it before in a couple episodes, I've now cried when I feel the need to cry. And it's not sadness. It's almost like the videos where the kids get the hearing aid and they can hear their mom's voice for the first time. They get their little glasses and they're like, they can see for the first time. It's the space where it's like, I didn't trust myself for so long. And although, for the most part, very confident in yourself, not confident in your decisions, but then you realize, wait a minute, like, it was because of this. Oh, yeah. And I still see things beautifully, but I also now see things truthfully. Two things can be true at the same time. You could be a good person, but not a good person for me. You could be a great dad, but not a great partner. You could be multiple things. You could be a saint and a sinner. But I started to realize, wait a minute now. The reason you can't get the things that you're requiring from people is because they don't give it to themselves, number one. The reason your manifestations are not manifesting is because you're manifesting on illusion. It's not coming true because what it is not true. What you're seeing is not true. There's a layer between the thing. You have that goggle on that is stopping you from being realistic. Right now is somebody, and I was jotting it in my notes because I'm like, one thing about me, I jump topics. I have so much to say sometimes, and it's just when you're in receiving mode, right? And you can really pay attention, the answers be right there. But when you're fixated on something, it's like, no, wait. It's almost like a little kid like grabbing at your leg, like, mommy, and they're like, wait, I'm telling, wait a minute, hold on. And they're like, mommy. You're like, hold on. And you're like, and they're like, mommy, the car is rolling down the street. You're like, why you ain't say? They was. God be trying to tell us, but we ask for the answers, and when the answer is delivered to us, it's like, no, wait, give me one more answer. I'm gonna trust the second time you tell me. But this time, wait, you sure? Are you sure? We are constantly confusing ourselves because your first instinct, you knew what was up. And you said, oh, I see the good. Oh, there's a lot of things we do based off of illusion. I'm going to tell you right now, you don't have to beg, plead, overly do something, you just have to be yourself. And the things that are for you are going to gravitate towards you. But I need you to understand that when the things that you had an illusion on start to fall by the wayside, you allow them to. Start saying like, Source, show me what I'm not seeing. Show me what I'm not seeing. Make it clear the way I'll understand. I don't want no answer unless it's from Source. Like, I want to go to, so hey, this is what's going on, so tell me. You're not going to always like the answer. Because you're going to be like, but no, not that one. This is what I'm manifesting. That's not it. He's telling you right now. Sometimes people even notice that you have that they know, that bear goggle, they know, they like, oh, I'm doing all of this and she thinking this about me. She over here pouring so freely into me. I might as well continue to enjoy this ride because she don't know no better. Baby, because you see the beauty in everything and everyone, they are going to use that to their advantage. You have to see the truth. You have to say, does this work for me? Why do I feel like never mind. It's crazy because I'm gonna tell you something. I have notes, right? Because I'm like, it's so many thoughts sometimes. And I hate my handwriting, so I wouldn't journal as often because I would be like, I was so emotional that I was writing so fast that what did it say? I missed the word, I'm not a texter, I'm a talker. So I start using my voice notes and I started, just tapping it in and just saying exactly what I'm feeling in that moment. Because I have to tell myself these things before. And sometimes I have to remind myself. Because it doesn't go away. These are things that, especially with me, I feel like with my illusion and with my fantasy world, I think that's something of course, it's something from childhood. Me just, we escape and go to these places. We just really do. But I really want to tell you, in order for people that see you before you see you, in order for them to stop misusing you, abusing you, you have to see you. Because the longer you don't see you, value you, stand up for you, we may not have been in a position before as a child to protect ourselves. And maybe somebody let us down and did not protect us, but maybe they just didn't know how, right? But once you realize, I am over here raising me, my little self, and those fears that I have, and those things that I went through before, if I'm properly paying attention, if I trust myself, I won't put this little person that's still inside of me in harm's way. I'm going to protect you. So anything that comes around you, I have to vet a little bit differently because I know that I see the best in everybody. And am I making this up or is this actually reality? Am I still trying to convince somebody? No, this is me. See me. God is hiding you. And I know it's not fun. Like, you ever be playing hide and seek and you're like, can somebody come find me? I'm tired. I'm getting squished in this closet. That's how you feel. You be like, man, fuck it. I'm right here. Hey, stop telling people I'm right here. I remember having a conversation with an ex with his mom. And baby, I was ranting and raving to this lady like, you did such an amazing job. Like, he's so this. And at that moment, I didn't understand it. But she kind of looked at me like, who? And I was like, I didn't even stop. I was distracted by my illusion that I was just, this is just this. I should have known that. Second, that happened years ago. It happened recently, and I kept getting these like little weird, not nothing shady. Like, nobody was like saying anything like intentionally. But somebody ever slipped and told you something and didn't realize they slipped? And you're like, how they done told me something that I've been thinking. Listen, if you're really, that's why right now I'm sitting here and I'm like, You already knew that. And I'm going to beat myself up, but with a feather. I'm not going to TKO me because honestly, people can study the fact that you're distracted. You got so many other things going on. I could trick you without tricking you because you're going to trick you. I haven't done anything for you to do all these things for me. Like, listen, reciprocity, okay? I'm doing the very bare minimum, and you're still going above and beyond. It was this guy, this white guy, this couple, Caucasian couple, and they were exchanging vows. And we all know, if you watch some of these wedding Instagram pages or whatever, you see some couples and they're exchanging vows, you're like, if my man ain't, if they don't gotta hold him up because he realizing how blessed he is, if ain't no emotion, like you see these reels and the men are like they really crying, and you could feel that he was, man, I never think I was gonna get something like this. He knew. You like, oh yeah, right? It was this guy, this couple. The wife, I know her vows were nice. I know this lady down wrote all night. She scribbled, she ripped it up, she made it again, she double checked it. She just put all her love into it, and how I'll give you my left kidney and all these things, wherever the kidney is, give you all these things. And his shit said, boy, I can't wait to hit that. And the guy's like, that's it? You know, the officiant's like, that's it? He's like, I can't wait to hit that every night or some shit. But it was just like, y'all be begging. And I'm talking to myself too sometimes. How about that? We be begging. And not actually like begging. But I'm going to tell you this, repeating yourself more than once feels like begging. So maybe we're not like, please, please. Maybe because a lot of us are strong. We strong. We fly. We got our shit going on and all of that. But you got to say something more than once is begging. And the thing about it being begging is because you said that the last time. And the last time. You should say it one time moving forward. Once you realize that, hey, let me get myself together, you'll be able to realize what things are an illusion when things do not change, right? You'll start being like, well, damn, I mean, we just talked about, it's a lot of little things, though, that you don't even realize. You're putting people on these pedestals that are invisible, right? You have a better chance of just continuing to build yourself. And self is going to meet someone that is already up there. You have to do the work on you while I'm working on me, because then that's cool. To bend down is no guarantee that I won't fall. And you ain't got no intentions on catching me. I can see myself where I'm going. But if you can't see yourself where I see you, then it's going to be a tug of war. If I am trying to convince you of who I am, it's going to be a tug of war. And if we're in tug of war, right, and we pulling like this, I could either let you pull me down, or I could just let go. Let go of those illusions. See yourself, continue to do the work, but understand you doing the work is going to have you questioning a lot of things, because you're going to be able to see clearer. You're going to be able to be like, wait a minute. This is kind of self-inflicted at this point. My good heart is keeping me attached to people that are not taking care of it. Am I asking for too much? No. They just don't even got that to give you. Don't even take it personal, because the thing is, you're going to want to beat it in their head. You're going to want to Justin LeBoy meme it. You're going to want to put a pretty selfie up. You're going to do all these things. Your illusion keeps you stuck. Your illusion keeps you begging for something from someone that doesn't even have that. I really started to realize, like, I could have yelled cut at any given time. I could have swapped actors out at any given time. I just want us all to be mindful that when you can't see you and they see you, you are left out in the wilderness. You are uncovered. You're uncovered. I know it feels lonely. And I say this because that's an illusion too. Lonely, you can feel like you want some company, but you're never lonely at home with yourself. I don't care. And if you still feeling like that, that means I gotta get to like me. I gotta sit in silence. I have to be comfortable with my own voice. I have to be comfortable sitting alone at dinner and not thinking someone's looking at me like, this poor girl. I took a life to dinner the other day after karate practice, and there was a lady sitting by herself, and he said, I feel so sad for her. And I said, why? He said, she's by herself. I said, what does that mean? He said, she's lonely. I'm going to go sit with her. And I looked, I said, baby, she's not lonely. I said, no, she looks pretty happy. I said, she's probably just, recharging. And then she got up actually and went with the people she was, waiting for. But it was so nice to have that conversation with him, because I had to let him know, just because you're not sitting with someone doesn't mean you're lonely. Would you rather be at a table full of people and no one hear you, or sit by yourself and you hear you? And you understand you, and you get the answer that it's almost like when people cheat. I used to cheat in I don't know what class, probably a lot of them, but if I needed to cheat on a test, once I started getting a little bit older, I'm like, so you trust them more than you trust yourself? Like, how do I know she studied? How do I know this girl did this? You gotta love you. It's crazy. It's crazy the feeling that I have tapping into these things. And it's not just like romantic relationships. It's friendships as well. It's jobs. It's everything. It's everything. Everything is an illusion, right? You have the power to just be like, cut, move some things around. I want to enjoy this human experience. I want to learn what I'm supposed to learn. I want to be here to do what I'm supposed to do. But I'm not going to let the illusion of it confuse me. I'm not going to let someone else's uniform. That's yours. This is mine. Over here. This is how I'm going to do it. And I'm going to know me so well, so that when you try to tell me about me, because some people try to do that, like, and you're like this, and you're like, no, I think you're deflecting. You gotta do the work first, though. You gotta do the shadow. You have to know your light and your dark first. Because somebody's gonna tell you the truth and you still not gonna like it. Because sometimes people tell me the truth. And now I'm like, damn, I see that. I wonder why I do that. What was it about what did I pick up that I never put back down? What didn't I let go of? Why am I still playing tug of war with this? I'm playing tug of war with it. It's winning. It's winning. Let me let it go. It could either pull me down or I could let it go and do the work. Child, the way the way I be like in the house and I'm like, oh, I'll find something and I'm like, I remember that time. I was like, what the hell was wrong with me? Why didn't I? It takes you a minute. But the power is in you. That's the thing. Once you see you, once you sit and get to know you, know what you actually like. Write down some things, even if you don't like your handwriting, put it in your phone. Use a voice note. Make some non-negotiables. A lot of women, what we do, we compromise. Like Eartha said, compromise. Me compromise for a man? And everyone's like, you gotta compromise. You do have to in certain things, but not in yourself. I can compromise fish over chicken. But to compromise me for you? No. No. And that's a hard one. Because if you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight. Y'all be lonely if you don't get a fucking rose. You are taking a piece of a person when you can have a full charge battery, go to town, manifest some shit, and really be like, oof. Because a lot of times you're sleeping next to an illusion. You're trying to manifest off in an illusion, so it's never going to come. But why can't you come? All right. No, for real. Thanks for joining in this week. I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Peace.